never, not that like I'm unhappy with like where it ended up. If anything, I'm like very blessed where I have gone, because if it had stuck to my original plan, I probably would have never got there.
Yeah.
You know, and the original plan was like, I'm gonna go to school in Ohio. My first job is gonna be like Cirque du Soleil, and I'm gonna like stay there and work in the circus because it was like the only cool place I knew that like hired athletic trainers that worked with performing arts, you know?
Bro.
That's actually a cool idea to even think about. Like, who thinks about going and getting a degree that, you know, is great, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I'm going to work, you know, under sports or under this thing. But to think even about Cirque du Soleil as a thing.
No, man. The glow up is crazy.
I mean, the glow up is crazy.
I'm going to tell you right now, the glow up from saying, man, I'm going to go to the circus to now you're like in the Olympics and for dance. Which is...
All right, you gotta put some respect on Cirque du Soleil's name. It's tight.
No, it's
tight.
not.
But the glow up is nice.
Yeah, the glow up is.
I agree with you.
Yeah. There's always a little vengeance story. You know, because like at the time, this is, they were getting ready. When I was graduating with my master's, they were getting ready for the Beijing Olympics, and no, that was 2016. Anyway, there was an opportunity at the time when I had finished my master's to like go overseas to like Shanghai and like China for like different reasons. One of them was like possibly to like help out the Olympic development team there, but I had submitted an application for. And I just remember getting like that email back, and then it's like, nope, we're gonna go with somebody else. And I was like, I'm so ready. I swear.
Wait, how many years before actually going for breaking did that event occur?
From that letter?
Yeah. That
was probably... So that I remember setting that off maybe like in 2018. I had gotten... It was that, and then there was like another opportunity to work for a upcoming Broadway show that was going to like debut in Shanghai.
Wow.
And then I like turned that down for like family reasons. But I was like, man, like at that time, like China and their like sports med and like weightlifting development was like super like, wow, like you wanted like to be there.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I don't know when we get the opportunity to like travel abroad and like, you know, like represent on a national level. Like, is this even possible? And so I like put that aside.
Huge dreams.
So they told you no, and then they still see you show up, and they're like, "Yo, I thought we told you no." And then you're like, "Hey, that's crazy, dude." Like, yeah, you really went and like accomplished some major goals, I think, in your life, and that's just a start, you know. So
thanks, man.
Yeah, very commendable, man. That's insane.
I'm just kind of thinking how shocked all of us. I don't know if shocked is the right word, but I think we were all watching the process of breaking going into the Olympics, and just kind of see it open some doors for people. You know, some people had different relationships with the idea of it going to the Olympics, but I mean, in general, it opened some doors and some eye openers. It put it on another stage, and for it to give opportunities to professions other than just literally breaking.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to hear that you had that opportunity to really, I guess, provide for the athletes, provide for the team, and be a resource and follow them and help them on their journey. Like, what was it like being the physio or athletic trainer for the people that ended up in the Olympics?
You know, it's when I think back about it now, it almost felt like just this crazy divine timing. Where I'm like in this part of my career in life where I have a good amount of experience now.
Right.
And we've been building this with like Offset Med for like the past couple years, because we had focused early on and was like, we're going to double down on the breaking community. Like, even though like I came from like the choreo side, like, you know, I always felt like my introduction to hip hop came from breaking.
Right.
And when I went early on to try and like get back into like choreo and provide for that community, I think it was just like a different urgency in terms of like how they viewed their training, their bodies, and athleticism and what that meant to them. And just the consciousness of that wasn't there yet.
Right.
But for breaking, in like even when I first started doing stuff at Jams in like 2019, like just those early conversations with some of the breakers, like I could tell like, okay, I feel like there's an early shift that's going to happen. So let's like pour into this community, like now build it. And like whatever happens, like at least we know that we were there and we were able to provide like community support, because as you know, like dance also gives so much back to like your own lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything from like, you know, your self-confidence to like your friends to the memories you make, the lifelong people that you meet along the way. You know, it's just like, I felt like it was at least my way to give back, because I saw so many other people like do it through like, you know, I'm gonna open the studio or I'm gonna be an instructor and teach. And for me, like, I'm not that great. So that wasn't the best option for me. But like through like healthcare and stuff, I was like, okay, I think I could do this.
No, you're killing it, man. Killing it. Let's keep killing it.
My knees.
Yeah, my knee. I'm gonna remember that every time. I'm like,
that's right.
Like that's what happened.
Kneecaps busting over here.
So Breaking for Gold occurred, right? So Breaking for Gold happened.
Yep.
And this is the initial startup for the whole Olympic process, for all the qualifiers, all the competitors getting into it. And, you know, we get to that final point where you go to Budapest and then you go to France.